Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would sit down. I'm starting a new book, so I thought I would start a new vlog. It's currently Thursday and I am very stuffy right now. I don't think I have a cold. What I think I have is I think it's just allergies. My allergies always do this, like it's just seasonal. And it always happens right around this time of year. So like beginning of August. When we moved into this place 1 year ago, my allergies were like out of control because this place was really gross and like dust mighty and just all that. So I sound probably a little weird. I just feel really kind of stuffed in my sinuses. So anyway, I thought I would do a vlog. I haven't done a reading vlog in so long, like an actual sit-down reading vlog. Not sit-down, but like reading vlog. I have my vacation vlog that I did, which was just chaotic, but it is what it is. But I'm starting Amari and the Night Brothers. I'm on chapter 3. It's a very quick read. I'm enjoying it so far. One thing I love about children's books is it doesn't take long to get you hooked, because they're written for children and they need to be able to hook them. Like you can't draw it out in the first 50 pages. You have to hook kids right away. And that's what I love about it, because in the very beginning, the very first chapter, you get drawn in really quickly. So the reason I'm reading this book, one, I've wanted to read it anyway because Elsa from the French Book Dreamer YouTube channel had talked about reading this, and she sold it to me. I thought it sounded really interesting, and so I've had it on my Goodreads want to read list. And for my resources for children class that I have this semester, I have to read this before our very first class. And I was like, what? That's amazing. So I ordered it and I'm reading it, and I really like it so far. It's really easy to read. It's very interesting, and so like it's very drawing me in. The main character is a young black girl who is like going to this very prestigious school, sort of like kind of prestigious. Like she's got a scholarship to go there, but she doesn't really fit in and people are mean to her, and so she kind of gets bullied. And her older brother, his name is Quentin, went like missing, but she doesn't believe that he's dead, even though everyone says that he's dead. And so it's really fun so far. Actually, it's very, very fun. I'm really excited. I think there's going to be some really good magical elements to this. I'm definitely getting like Secret Service vibes, which I really enjoy. And I think it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a really easy read. Like I can already tell that. The chapters are sweet and short. The like way that the book is kind of set up anyway, and the language makes it really easy to read. So I'm really excited. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it a lot. Good morning, guys. I'm not sure what's happening here. Anyway, it's a nice Sunday morning. It's 7:40 in the morning. And I realized I didn't pop on yesterday or Friday. So that's where I'm at. But let me tell you about this book, you guys. Amari and the Night Brothers is so good. And it's funny because it's reminding me a lot of the Pennyroyal Academy that I read earlier this year. I really, really loved that book, and that was a book I read because I was doing Bookopoly at the time, and I had landed on something that was like read a series based off of, or like similar. What's happening? Okay, just be careful with the mirror there, pal. And I read the Pennyroyal Academy because it was, because you liked Harry Potter. And so I read that series, and then I started reading this book because I have to for class, and I wanted to anyway. So it does give me, I mean, it's a kind of like, it's a summer camp for like supernatural investigations. So it's kind of like the FBI, but not really. It's cooler than that. It's really, really good. And the main character, I love her so much. There's like some really good, like, this is a children's book, like middle grade, but it kind of hits the topic of like racism and kind of being like just those prejudices of who they are. So I'm gonna be spoilery in this. Like, I'm gonna say stuff about this book, so if you don't want spoilers, go ahead and go away. No, I didn't mean it like that, sorry. The main character is black, and she goes to this prestigious white school. And so people are, like, mean to her and everything like that. And it's kind of like the prejudices of, if you're black, you're a criminal. Well, she is a magician, which is illegal in the supernatural whatever. And so, like, this head director guy is like, you're a magician, a criminal. And it's kind of like these parallels between the supernatural and her world of just, you know.
Should I do a quick load of laundry?
This is how far I am. Chapter 16, page 167. It's really good. So I'm hoping to read quite a bit today. Okay, so I don't remember where I was when I talked last, but I want to say that I think I spoiled it for me on accident. I don't know. My eyes could have deceived me, and so I hope I didn't spoil it for myself. I was working on my, I bullet journal, and so I was working on my August TBR. I like to list all the books that I'm reading, that I've read already, and then ones that I'm currently reading. And then I like to do a review on the page. And so I was literally just going to the very back of this to see how many pages there were. And I saw words that went together, I think, that might give away something. So I'm curious. I hope I'm wrong. But since I said I'm going to be completely, I'm going to be spoiling stuff, I'm going to say what I think I saw. And I think that it said, now that Dylan is locked up for his crimes. And so one of the characters in this is Dylan Van Helsing, and he's a twin. And their older sibling, the twins' older sibling, was partners with the main character's older sibling. And I think he could potentially be, I can't think of what his name is. I can never say it right. Mar something. Moreau? I think it might be Moreau's assistant. So that'd be awesome. One, because their dad is a jerk. Complete jerk. But yeah, so I think the last thing that I was saying before this clip was that there's a lot of parallels to blacks being just immediately prejudiced, is that a word? For being black, and then just being categorized as a criminal for no reason other than the fact that they're black. And so it's similar with these magicians that, they're instantly a criminal just because they're a magician, you know? So there's some parallels that I think that are interesting. But overall, I'm loving this book so much. One of the characters' name is Elsie, and she's a were-dragon. So, she can shift into a dragon. My dog just came up with my sandal and is chewing it up. So, might have to pause and get that. Seriously. She's a were-dragon. And for some reason, I was kind of thinking... So, okay, back it up just a minute. Amari has been getting these text messages or, these social media messages from a girl named, Magic Girl 18 or something like that. And I think it's Elsie. And and the only reason for that is because every time Amari has gotten the messages, Elsie hasn't been around. And Elsie is the one that had set up her phone, the profiles and stuff. And Amari thought her profile was set to private, so the only way that would really make sense is if, she had added Magic Girl or something and, had done that while she was setting up Amari's phone. And by she, I mean Elsie. So something's going on with her. She might not... I thought she was going to be the apprentice for the longest time. But maybe she's not. Maybe she's just a little something else. But yeah, super good so far. I'm really enjoying it. As of right now, it is on its way to a promising 5-star. Of course, the ending and events of the story, I'm not even halfway done yet. But just the way this is set up and the events so far and everything about this, I'm absolutely loving that. I think it will be a 5-star. However, events can happen, endings can make me mad, stuff could just not go the right way that I want it to, or like ways that I'm anticipating. So it could drop to a 4, but so far I'm really, really loving it. And I am so bummed that the next book doesn't come out until next year. So I'm going to keep reading, but it's been fantastic so far. I'm loving it. Okay, so I just finished a chapter. I'm on chapter 18 now. And okay, so interesting. Elsie is not the girl that Amari has been messaging. It's actually Dylan. And Dylan is a magician, which is very interesting and might actually make sense for what I saw at the end. So he might actually be bad and might actually be the apprentice. But I went back because in the beginning of this book, when she gets to this summer camp, they all get these badges, and then they all touch this crystal ball, and it gives them some new supernatural enhancement. Anyway, so I go back to see what his was, and his was, let me find it again. So his was talent enhanced to marksmanship to physics, defying aim. And Amari's was dormant magic to active magician, which is illegal. My theory, I have a theory right now, is that somehow Dylan was able to switch that so that Amari is actually the marksmanship physics one, and that's not, I don't think that actually works though. And I was going to say, and that he was a magician and got him flipped because they made a big deal of her getting it, but she might actually be a magician. I just don't know about his. Because Moreau and all these people are like, she got her tested, so it was high. So, okay, she's a magician. Ignore everything I just said because that doesn't make sense after thinking back in this book. This was a very chaotic clip. This was not. So much is happening. Anyway, this book is good. Okay, I read the first page and a half, and it already answered all the questions that I just had, so I should have just kept reading, but I got excited. Hello! Okay, so today's Monday, and I've been reading for a little bit. Nate's working out, so I've just been reading. I'm on chapter 24. I'm not sure how many chapters are in this book, but I have about 120 pages left in the book, so it's been interesting to read this with the thought process that one of the characters is bad, and if I'm right, if it is this kid named Dylan. And it's kind of making a lot of sense, actually. There's so much stuff that I'm reading that I think had I not known that it was him, that I probably would have gone past some of the details without much thought. But there's been certain things that I think he is behind the attacks and stuff that's been happening. And for instance, one thing just happened that his mansion and a bunch of other mansions got attacked, but his mom and sister weren't out. And I think it's because he really likes his mom and his sister, but his dad is a huge anti-magician person, and Dylan is a secret magician, basically. And I think he just wanted to kind of get at his dad a little bit. And then I've been thinking about it. I'm like, how can he be behind the attacks? Because at one point they were all getting a tour or something, and the outposts were attacked, and I'm like, he couldn't have been, he wasn't there, but he borrowed these little transporters. They have bracelets from his dad, and he recently just told Amari that his dad had so many that he wouldn't notice if they were gone. So I'm like, oh, okay, he could be actually using these transport things because he can, and his dad won't know. So it's really interesting to read, and she just got kind of her fortune told, her history, and now was just told her present and future. So her and the Bureau both have a common enemy, which was the two-headed snake that was shown. And so I think that it's Dylan. I think Dylan is the common enemy because it's taken an interest in her, and that's who has taken an interest in her recently. So it's just really interesting. I can't wait to keep reading. So I did also today get in the other book that I have to read for this class, and that is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, that I'm super excited to read. This was actually the first Naomi Novik book that I wanted to read, and then I just had never gotten it. So I'm very excited to read it now. I don't know when I have to read it for class, but I ordered it because I knew that like I would enjoy having this book as my own. And then I had to get the textbook for my class, which is really small, yay! And it's called Sex, Brains, and Video Games, which I'm actually excited about. My professor wrote it herself, and it is basically just information and inspiration for youth services librarians. And that is really exciting because I really want to be a youth or teen or young adult librarian. So I'm super excited to actually read this textbook, and I'm also very glad that it is as small as it is. Yes, lovely. And so I'm very excited for this semester, and not really for the whole semester, but just for this class. I'm a little nervous about the professor because I've heard she's a little tough, but that's okay. This class sounds amazing, and I literally cannot wait. So yeah. I'm going to be reading these, but for now, I need to keep reading this one, and I love it so much, you guys. So I will check in later, and possibly when I finish it. I will maybe try to finish it tonight, but we'll see how that goes. So, peace. I have to read you something that just made me laugh really hard. So they're talking about how Yetis are the worst or whatever, and Amari's friend was like, they throw the most ridiculous tantrums. Some sports team just mentioned one of their forests as a possible spot to build a stadium, and the Yetis proceeded to buy the team and trade away all the good players. And then Amari asks, they're that rich? And her friend says, yep. She answers, they own a really popular ice cooler company, which makes me laugh. Just like a Yeti cooler. They're owned by Yetis. That just makes me laugh. Genuinely laughed out loud when I read that. So I thought I would share. I thought it was funny. Okay, so I finished the book tonight. Today is, I don't know what day. I think it's Tuesday. It's so good. Like, I was right. So Dylan was bad, but he wasn't who I thought he was. Morrow wasn't who I thought he was. Like, everything just, I don't know. It was all an illusion. But it was so good. And I cannot wait for the next one to come out. I'm sad that I have to wait till February. But it was so stinking good. I gave it 5 stars. It absolutely 100% deserves 5 stars from me. It was fantastic. The characters were great. The setting was great. The story was great. Like, oh, it was just so good. And Amari's little, like, character development was awesome. And, like, learning her magic. I do wish, like, we had learned a little bit more about magic, but I'm hoping, like, in the next coming books, we'll learn a lot more about it. I absolutely just 100% love this book, and I highly recommend it to everyone of all ages. It's family-friendly. It gives you some good life lessons. Highly recommend it to everybody. It was so good. Check it out if you're interested. It's Amari and the Night Brothers. It's written by a Black author. It is starring a Black main character. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I know I spoiled everything up this far, but read it anyway. It's good. I think I'm going to end this vlog here. I know I started on Thursday. It's only Tuesday, but I'm going to end it anyway. The next book I'm going to read is These Violent Delights, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to hit that up, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Anyway, I hope you guys have had a great week, wherever you are in the week, in the year, whatever. But yeah, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!